Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. I have got lots of good stuff for today. First and foremost, I just wanted to give a quick update on campus with the uptick in COVID cases that we had seen last week. It looks like, fortunately, our intervention methods have really helped, and we've seen a significant reduction in new cases, and we haven't seen any in the last couple of days. We have decided to keep the precautions in place for the next few days, but we have seen those numbers go down dramatically. And we do encourage everyone to keep the basic infection control protocols in place, the hand washing, the not coming out if you're feeling sick, just that basic stuff. But we have seen that uptick in cases, new cases go down dramatically. So thank you to everyone that has participated in those basic infection control protocols. We will continue to keep you updated if we see a little blip up again as we go forward. Same thing with the flu and RSV. Now to some of those really exciting things that I mentioned. Today on the calendar, a few things to be aware of. At 5 p.m. tonight is our quarterly Health Center Family Council meeting. These are something that resumed after COVID. We had hired a new director of activities for our health center. And one of her initiatives was to resume something that we had done for years and years to get feedback from the families of our health center residents that might not be able to advocate for themselves, as well as our independent living folks that are very verbal. Not all of our health center residents may not be able to articulate their needs as well as some of our independent living residents. And so we do offer family council meetings. And these are designed for the loved ones of our health center residents. They are held on Zoom. And at this point, all of the loved ones that we have email addresses for should have received a Zoom link for that meeting. If you have not received a Zoom link and you are a loved one of a resident in our health center, so that would be assisted living, Garden View, which is our memory care assisted living unit, or skilled nursing, and you would like to attend the Zoom family council meeting tonight at 5 p.m., you can call our concierge desk, which is 845-256-5600, and we can email you that Zoom link. Again, this is strictly for loved ones. It is called the family council meeting, but it can be any loved one. It doesn't have to be specifically family by blood. But this is not for residents. We do have separate resident council meetings for those assisted living, memory care residents, or skilled nursing residents that can attend. This is strictly for those loved ones, but that will be held on Zoom tonight with some of us from the leadership team that will be there to answer your questions. I know myself, Sue Close, again, that activities director, and then typically Philip Mail, who is our licensed nursing home administrator for the health center, and then Nicole Petit, who is our director of social services, typically attend those Zoom sessions. We do hold those quarterly. So that will be tonight at 5 p.m. Also today, another very exciting announcement, and this you would have seen in the Chanticleer last Friday. Tonight, we will be resuming another pre-COVID really popular item that we had here on campus. You all know that in the main dining room before the pandemic, most nights of the week, you just walked into the dining room. Now, a lot of you liked it, but it definitely came with its challenges because most people wanted to eat at the same time, which was 5:30. So it really created a lot of operational challenges. The kitchen was overrun at the most popular times, and it really created a lot of shortages with certain menu items and long delays and service interruptions and things like that. So the reservation system has cut down on a lot of those issues, but the reservation system can be a little bit cumbersome. So we are very happy to announce that starting tonight at the 4:45 seating and the 6:15 seating every night, we will have 12 seats of walk-in seating available. So 3 tables It will be first come, first serve, and you won't be able to, refuse, your table mates. This is exactly the way that it was before COVID. So you couldn't refuse your table mates. It was just whoever walked in, the first four sat, the next four sat, the next four sat. Not that you necessarily walked in together, but if one walked in, the next two and the next one, they sat together as four. And that's how it'll be. And we'll have up to 12 of those at 4:45 and up to 12 of those at 6:15 every night. So if you forget to make a reservation, or if you decide you thought you were going to cook at home, or you had plans off campus, and you just decide, you know what, I want to eat in the dining room tonight, and you're an independent living resident, you can do that now on a walk-in basis, first come, first serve. It will be limited to 12 people at 4:45 and 6:15. That's really exciting. We're really happy to be able to do that for you now. A few other things that we're really excited about, thinking about as you look forward to things coming up on your calendar. Starting tomorrow, we are resuming every single Wednesday. You will see signs on the road. We are resuming our open walk-in interviews for staff. We have been looking at ways to increase our recruitment efforts. We're doing quite well with staffing right now, but we're always looking at ways that we can, increase and enhance our recruitment efforts, particularly as we're looking to potentially grow in the not too distant future. Every Wednesday from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m., each department is going to have a designated interviewer to perform walk-in interviews. So if you know someone that's looking for a job in any department, they can walk in for an interview, and that will happen again from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Right now we have vacancies in certified nursing assistants. I think we have an LPN vacancy. We have a part-time maintenance position open in the evening shift. And I think we have 1 or 2 dietary aid positions available, as well as a few per diem staff members at the front desk. We are also hiring still for our senior concierge position. So if you know anyone that's looking for a Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. senior concierge positions, this is someone that should be bright, professional, very positive in their appearance and greeting. Certainly send them our way. So we're going to be doing that every Wednesday. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for completing your first, expansion or renovation related survey that we issued last week. As you know, we will be issuing a lot of these surveys. This was the very first one. We didn't get quite as much participation as I was hoping, considering that we opened it up to staff, residents, and loved ones. We only got about 100 responses, but I think that as we go on, hopefully more of you will participate. But we did get some really interesting and good feedback in that first survey. We saw a lot of themes, particularly related to the restrooms. I was not surprised to see that folks thought that we should have more restrooms in the community building. I was not surprised to see that folks thought that we should have different style carpets. I was surprised to see a couple of things that I will just mention. There was a comment that someone thought that we should have more EV charging stations. I just wanted to point out that we did just install 4 additional EV charging stations, so electrical vehicle charging stations, and most of the time, the 4 new ones that we installed are vacant. So please do know that we do have 6 altogether currently on campus, in addition to the ones that some private individuals have installed in their cottages. So there are 6 publicly available here on campus and free of charge to use. There are 2 in front of the pool, and then 6 in front of the health center. I'm sorry, 4 in front of the health center, so 6 altogether. So I just wanted to point that out. The other comment that I did see quite a bit, and this is certainly something that we are contemplating possible solutions on and working with the vendor on, there is the grease trap that is in front of the courtyard in front of my office, certainly puts off quite a strong odor at certain times during the year, and a number of you commented on that. We do have them come empty it once a month. The grease trap captures the grease from the commercial main kitchen, and then the professional comes and drains it out once a month. But it does off gas. And so if there's a solution to that, certainly we're always trying to find it. My office certainly gets the brunt of it, as well as some of the other offices here. But thank you very much for that feedback. We will continue to seek your feedback as we go through this process, both in writing, and then a number of you did express an interest in participating in focus groups. We are going to certainly welcome that. So thank you again for that participation. Some other things to look forward to on your calendar coming up. Very, very exciting. Our Mental Health and Wellness Committee, which officially became a committee after having been a task force for a couple of years, has made a really significant addition to the calendar, both for residents and our loved ones, starting in February. And you will see this in your February calendars. There's going to be a program called Caregiver Space. And what this is going to be is it's going to be a Woodland Pond only, so no outsiders, facilitated private discussion space, discussion group for our Woodland Pond resident caregivers to be able to have a facilitated discussion about a specific topic each month. And these will take place in our interfaith meditation room. Many of you don't know that this room exists because it's located right at the end of assisted living. It's a small, quiet room that's kind of quietly lit. We do have beautiful, large photographs that were done by Steve Jordan. It is open. It's an open room, but it doesn't get a lot of use. It used to be used pretty regularly by the interfaith group or the interfaith committee. I don't think it is as much anymore, but this is where it will be held, in the interfaith meditation room. The reason that room was selected is because it does have a solid door and it's private, so that folks won't have an audience as to who's in there selecting to go to the meeting or the discussion. And the Mental Health and Wellness Committee will select each month what the topic will be. And then there will be a volunteer facilitator, which will come from the steering committee of the Mental Health and Wellness steering committee will be the facilitator. So we will give you a topic, and then hopefully each caregiver will feel comfortable speaking on that topic. And there will be rules provided, and those rules will include things like, of course, confidentiality, strict, privacy parameters, things like, of course, respect, and time limits, because there will be a limited time. It's really important that people respect each other, keep privacy, and those kinds of things. But the really special thing about this is that while you're there as the caregiver, we are partnering with our licensed music therapist, certified music therapist, Cynthia Carangelo, who works primarily in the health center. She is going to be providing a musical group for your loved one so that you don't have to worry about them being safe and secure while you're in the group. So simultaneously to while you're in the caregiver space discussion, at the same time, we've set up an activity, a musical activity with our music therapist for all of the significant others to be together with Cynthia, together enjoying that group activity. So that will give you peace of mind to be able to come out, be with your peers, enjoy the time together to share your experiences on a specific topic in a facilitated group of your neighbors at Woodland Pond, and know that your loved one is safe with our staff member enjoying that musical activity. We're really excited about this. And that will happen once a month. You'll see that will be on the fourth Monday of every month at 1:30. Then in the evening of that same Monday at 7 p.m., we are going to offer the adult children or loved ones of our Woodland Pond residents an opportunity, if you wish, to have the same type of caregiver space discussion on the same monthly topic on Zoom. So this will also be facilitated. We will probably be looking for a loved one volunteer facilitator each month. We haven't quite worked the details out on that yet. So if you're watching this and you're a loved one that might be in the field of any kind of counseling or something, and you might be willing to facilitate this, again, it's just to enforce the rules of the meeting. We're trying to do this without too much of a Woodland Pond heavy hand presence. But it would be a topic that we provide each month as selected by our Mental Health and Wellness Committee. The rules, of course, would be privacy. This is not a place to raise concerns about Woodland Pond care or rules or whatever. There's separate venues for that. But this is a place for the facilitator to invite the participants to talk about their experience as a caregiver. And, for the loved ones, it's, you might be a child that lives, for example, in New York City, and it's your experience of being a loved one caregiver for a parent that lives at Woodland Pond and being able to express your feelings on the topic of the month as a caregiver on that Zoom with your peers that are in the same boat with maybe another adult child that lives in another part of the country and is playing the same role for a loved one at Woodland Pond. So we're really excited about this from a Mental Health and Wellness Committee perspective. We've got lots on the agenda from that committee as we go forward into 2024. A couple of other things. And this was an idea that was brought forward from a family member of one of our health center residents, actually, that also has a family member in independent living currently. They're going through some transitions. She had asked a really obvious and simple question. We have not given you a great tool to understand and identify the roles of our health center staff. So by the end of this week, we are going to have an sort of a souped up org chart for you that we will provide to all of the current family members and residents of our health center residents, so that you can know not only who the names are and how to contact people, but some basic information about the role of that person. So it's really straightforward and easy to understand not only who to call, but really what the person's job is. And it's this kind of feedback from all of you, residents and families, that help us to improve your experience. We do all of these things day in and day out, and we don't always look at things through a different set of eyes. So please always be willing and feel comfortable bringing us ideas. It's a great idea. So we're going to put a one sheet, document together that's a very basic org chart with names, contacts, information, and then just a little blurb on, this is the top 3 responsibilities of this person as it affects you. And here's who you go to for this. And we'll get those out to you by the end of the week. And that's going to be specific to the health center. Probably do the same thing for independent living if it makes sense, and go from there. Let's see. Okay, a couple of things. Oh, I'm sorry. A couple more calendar items. This was in small font, so I missed this. Today at 2:00 in the PAC, we have another Eden, which is a presentation. It's a celebration of resident talents that's being curated by Nora Brown, who is one of our residents. Her movement and music and you class, along with several other residents who will be doing readings and sharing their musical talents. And then some things to look at, a couple of other things to look forward to in February. In February at 1 p.m. on Fridays, we're going to be having a Jane Austen 4-week film series in the classroom. And this week, we're going to start with Sense and Sensibility at 1 p.m. in the classroom. And this Saturday at 2 p.m. in the classroom, our resident Norman Sosowski will present a triple art film and discussion. And there'll be 3 short videos of his works of art and then a discussion. And I am a big personal fan of Norman Sosowski's art. If you've been in my office, you certainly know that. There's a piece right there hanging up, and there's a much larger piece hanging on an opposite wall. I will not be able to be there this Saturday, but I would strongly encourage you going. Again, I'm a big personal fan, so I will certainly encourage you to go to that. And I think, I'm sure I'm missing some things, but that's been a lot for today. As you can see, we are busy, we are rocking and rolling. I encourage all of you to look at your calendars as they come out and your newsletters. I encourage you all to contact us with your ideas and your information. We are here for you. We are here to help. Your ideas are welcomed. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you very soon. Thank you.